why the downward was treasured site in Christianity.
There's a new data study that some say may be proof for an unlimited universe. UFO, form of a bright light, is descending over the dome of the rock of Jerusalem.
All right, all right, all right. We're gonna give this a try tonight. Feeling a little bit blah blah. Gonna see if we can go for an hour or somewhere in there. But hey, which is what happened last night. So I'm glad you guys could be here tonight. And I got a good one. We got a good one. I'll wake up here. It's not waking up, it's just getting in the flow. It's tough, like when you have nausea, to talk. It's not the one thing you want to do. But thanks for hanging out. So I wanted to talk briefly about the drone technology and why they were showing it off. Because that's what they were doing. And if the drone technology could be, well, they said Rose Cuckold was saying that Lockheed Martin is responsible for the tick attack. We don't know. We never had a confirmation email from Lockheed. They haven't emailed me yet. No, so I think, we've got a situation where we may be looking at back-engineered alien drone craft. You ever find it interesting how they continually call drones UAP? That's a question, not a retort. Not a retort. Ah, there's bright light. Big city, bright lights. Hold on. Oh. Those aren't clean. Let's see. Oh, those broke? Hold on. Another pair in here. Oh, I think it's in the other room. Sarsaparilla. Yeah, let's see. No, forget it. I'll survive. I will survive. I will survive. 3-Eye Atlas. Stop it. Why do people like Avi Loeb? Why? Is it because he looks like he's a South Park sketch? Doesn't he look like he's a South Park sketch? Just, what is on me? What's this? What is that? I don't like what's going on right now. I'm being bad. All right, let's just move. So I do have a feeling the drone technology may be alien technology, reverse engineered craft. Don't you think it would be like the perfect thing for them to do? Have you seen some of those crazy drones? Some of them look like amoeba. We'll look at a few. Some of them looked alive, my guys, girls, and all in betweens. It's a scary world, and we're just living in it. You know what I mean? It is. The world is more paranormal than you think it is. So I don't know if I told you guys this. And I forgot. Oh no, I forgot today. All right, so listen to this. The dispensary I go to, they know me. You know, you go to the same place for 4 years, they get to know you, right? And the guy behind the counter goes, "We have a ghost." And I go, "Oh, yeah?" You know, everybody says they think that there's nothing. He goes, "Let me show you the video of what it did." I go, "What it did?" Yeah, I sounded British for a moment. "What it did? Did you get a bottle of water?" He shows me a picture. You guys know what a commercial mop bucket is? You've seen them. The person puts the mop in the bucket, they could wheel it around with the mop in the bucket. They wring it out, they lift it, they put it in the contraption, and then they squeegee to squish it, squish the mop water out. You know that thing? So a mop bucket that's empty and void of water weighs about 15 pounds. With water, about 40. But this was empty. And I don't know about you guys, but have you ever seen a commercial shower? Okay, because this is where the bucket was. And it's not like a regular shower. You if you were to step into it, it's basically like you're being transported off Star Trek the beam, you know. It's that small of an area. Right? It's just really small, all 360 degrees, 3 feet all around. That's it. So when she put the mop bucket in, the bottom part with the wheels was hanging out of the tub. So she put it in with the wheels facing the wall over here. So it went in head first, right? In the video, on their CCD camera, that security camera, you see the mop bucket lift up and twist and turn about 90 degrees or so, and then back to the ground. And then in another one, it looked like it was trying to come out, and then it went up pretty high, and then it came back down. That takes a lot of power. I was talking to Dark Hour about this yesterday. He's like, "Dude, do you know how hard it is for spirits to get their voice to come over into this reality? For them to, for whatever that is, to muster up the energy to lift a mop bucket." There's other things that happen, and another video they showed me proves this is an intelligence. And this is unbelievable. So the girl has a regular phone, right? Like, just like this. She had a case that was brown. It looked like a paper bag, right? That color brown. She places the phone down with this part. She places it on a box, a brown box. So when it's time to leave, she can't find her phone because it blends into the box. For an hour, she said, I was like, she goes, I was just giving up. And I threw a Hail Mary and I said, "Hey, ghost," I'm paraphrasing, "can you at least help me do something? At least help me find my phone?" Right then and there, the phone jumped off the box and on the floor, right next to her. It's on video. It's intelligence. So I want to go there and do a little ghost hunt that nobody has ever done. And I forgot to ask her. I'll go there tomorrow. I don't know if they'll let me in, but I don't want to go by myself. I'd like somebody else to come with me. You have to be in Florida, obviously. I will say the first name, just so folks know, if you want to help support Truthology for Ufology, Goofon, all the links are in the show description. Douglas just threw up $4.85 on the PayPal. Thank you very much for that. No message, just a very angry face, a smiley face for your profile pic. So thank you for that, and thank you everybody else. We didn't even do roll call yet. I know, I was just talking 2 miles an hour a minute. Wait, what? Who's here real quick? Juge Anje. What do you say, Jay? Welcome to the show. Glenn Collins, welcome to this show. David Wilcox, not Wilcox. All right. Welcome to the show. Foghorn Leghorn. How you doing, man? Where you been? Good to see you. Hope everybody and everyone is doing well on your side of the world. Hey, what's up? Chicken Coop Confidential. What's up? Welcome to the show. UFO 91. Welcome to this show. What's up, Mr. Yates? The Brian Yates is here. The Brian Yates, yeah. All right, we're just going to keep going. Aaliyah, welcome to the show. Andy Cowley, welcome to the show. James Moonhawk, thanks everybody. Welcome. Bernie Muro. If I didn't say your name, doesn't mean I don't love you. It means we got a lot of show to do, so let's do. All right, so I was starting off the show talking about poltergeist activity over at the dispensary and just how the world is a paranormal phenomenon. Phenomenon? Is it a non? It's wild out there. This is why I always tell people, you don't need to hoax anything. You don't need to lie. You don't need to be a grift. There's so much paranormal stuff out there. You just got to look for it. Look what just happened to me. We found a place we could do a ghost hunt that nobody on the planet's ever done. We're going to be the first. That was... Oh, Foghorn Leghorn. That's who Doug is. Sorry. Thank you, Foghorn Leghorn. Throwing up another $1 to tell me that. Unbelievable. Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. A continuing supporter of Goofon. Yeah, for sure. And we weren't here yesterday because of the illness. Sucks. I'm fine now. Well, I'm not, but I am. Yeah, no Charlie Kirk tonight. Sorry, I know you love that stuff, but well, maybe. No, I'm kidding. There's no. Is there? Should we? I could do a whole hour just on today's news. Silly. They're getting silly. Silly, I tell you. All right. There's a unweaponized. We're going to talk about this for a little bit in a little bit. There's what do you call it? Whistleblower who did not make it into the UFO hearing on September 9th. Was it the 9th? Yeah. So his story's kind of cool. I want to listen to it. Yeah. Avi Loeb dropping bombs. Yep. We got an update, a big comet update. Oh yeah, it's fun. Isn't it fun? See? Okay. A fleet of an alien UFO spotted on Meteor live stream. That's weird. Dude, it's as if somebody went into my show my setup and rearranged it all. Either that or I'm losing my mind. All right, let's listen to what Avi Loeb has to say. He was on Joe Rogan, right? He discussed the findings and all that stuff. The government shutdown is coinciding with NASA's ability to get images. That's not true. They got images. They just got one the other day. They're saying, and you and I cannot prove this. We have to take their word for it, and I bet you it's been spun out of control. But they said that the comet is coming from the same part of space that the WOW signal came from. I mean, that would be freaking awesome. And I say that with the New York accent. It would be awesome. But it would be incredible if that was true. I just don't know. We're going to take their word for it. How are we supposed to prove it? Oh, we can? Oh, yeah, I guess if we get the coordinates and then see if it matches. Yeah, they can't lie about that. Yeah, they can't lie about it. Whoa. I am hearing a very weird pitch. It's gone. No, yep. Ah. God, it made me a little dizzy. Wow. Jesus. It was like a digital. I don't know if you guys heard it, but it was super high pitchy in my left ear. High pitchy. All right. I did not play this yesterday. And because I'm short on information, no, I'm not. I want to play this video from yesterday. It's called Alex Jones Was Right. Why am I going to play it? Oh, you'll see. You'll hear. I don't know why people hate out. Oh, I know why. Because he tells it like it is sometimes. All right. Hold on a second. See, this is weird. Look, that's not where I was. I wasn't on that story just now. Okay, now we're going to do the Avi Loeb thing. Okay. If you want, let's do it here. All right.
Not comfortable with
Duncan
this Comet
Trussell?
Atlas.
He's a priest.
And I like,
We've got Avi Loeb coming on to talk about it.
he's amazing. I had him on my podcast a long time ago. He put up with my ass.
A lot of people in the beginning were saying that it's bullshit. It's a comet. Why is he saying this? He's risking his reputation. But then as time's going on, they're going, well, this is weird. This thing's really weird.
Well, it's okay. First of all, it's important to note that one thing that titillates my dumbass is it just so happens the government shutdown coincides with when we could use the satellites on Mars to get pictures of that fucking thing. So we're not getting pictures. They did release a picture of it yesterday.
Wait a minute. The government shutdown is stopping us from getting pictures of this thing?
Yes.
That's insane.
That's insane. Now
That's so insane. They should open that up.
I mean, it seems like that's really weird. Did you see the images that just came in though? The Europeans got an image of it.
It's weird looking.
It's weird looking, but I don't know what a comet looks like. So
I don't know what a comet looks like, and I don't know why it's weirder than other comets.
But it does seem like it's going. It's like rolling in a weird way. But it's the gas, right? It's like it's what it's releasing is the weird part.
Well, the weird part is coming from the same part of the universe where the WOW signal came from.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's weird.
That's fucking weird.
That's weird. Because that WOW signal, what was it, like 70 seconds long? Some very strange coded signal that was 70 seconds long.
You know.
Okay. Do you know how... When they say it's coming from the WOW signal area, do they mean in the general vicinity or in the then nobody's saying the precise location. Nobody's saying those words. I want to hear precise location to the WOW signal. Not in the area, in the general vicinity, near. I don't want to. No. I think they're just saying that because it makes it sexier.
What else is weird is Jeremy Corbell said a bunch of people are going to start saying there's a mothership coming to Earth and don't believe him. Remember he was saying
Right.
that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what's that all about? Why did he know that?
I don't know.
You got to tell people why you know something like that. You can't just say that.
Well,
You know what I mean? Like, how do you know? How do you know that it's not really a mothership? How do you know they're going to say it's a mothership?
well, Corbell, he's got to do this tightrope walk because somehow he does have inside
Access. Yeah.
contacts, but if he says too much, he puts his whole life in danger.
It's such a spy TV show. Dude, so much of it seems like a spy TV show. So much of it seems like a well-written psyop.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Because it is. Don't you think it is? And then every now and then there'll be a legitimate story that comes in, and then they work around it. You know, oh, we got a legitimate story. Let's talk about that. You know, give that. Oh, there was a sighting. We don't know what it was, but we'll talk about it, and then we'll get back to the old fake-a-rooski stuff. You know, whistleblowing. It's just. That's right. Don't forget what Christopher Bledsoe said. 6 months from now, Chris Bledsoe's Regulus prophecy drops. Yeah, don't forget. I did. I want everybody to know. Forget about it. We played the Bob Laser. Okay, here's the video. Alex Jones was right. Let's see what's in here. Because there was some alien talk in here, I thought. Here we go.
There's armies. We're fighting a pedophile.
Oh, that's right. He kept saying the P word in the beginning, and I shut it off. Let's see if we can get past that.
Possessed by an off-world entity. They do?
There we go.
They believe they're possessed by an off-world entity. They do? Yeah, and then, Joe, I've been on air 22 years. I don't get into aliens, metaphysical, religion, any of that. I've studied the elite, and I've also communicated with a lot of the top people. And if you want to know, I will actually break down right now the best knowledge right now what's happening on the planet. What's happening? The elite are all about transcendence and living forever and the secrets of the universe, and they want to know all this. Some are good, some are bad, some are a mix. But the good ones don't ever want to organize. The bad ones didn't want to organize because they lust after power. Powerful consciousnesses don't want to dominate other people. They want to empower them, so they don't tend to get together until things are really late in the game. Then they come together. Evil's always defeated because good is so much stronger. And we're on this planet, and Einstein's physics showed it, Max Planck's physics showed it, there's at least 12 dimensions. And now that's why all the top scientists and billionaires are coming out saying it's a false hologram. It is artificial. The computers are scanning it and finding tension points where it's artificially projected and gravity's bleeding in to this universe. That's what they call dark matter. So we're like a thought or a dream that's a wisp in some computer program, some God's mind, whatever. They're proving it all. It's all coming out. Now,
Can you imagine if that's even, a little true at all? Wouldn't that be weird? We're just a thought in a computer program? Like a simulation? We don't know it. We can't tell. How would we know? How would we know? Maybe reality looks nothing like this. We assume this is reality as everybody everywhere and every animal and every place is living in this reality, but it may not be true at all. It may be our reality, but it may not be reality. Like, reality's an illusion. Dig it? And we're just living in the illusion, man. And everything around the outside of this illusion is reality. But we can't go past the firmament. Get it? Got it? You remembered it. Can't get through. What do you think they tried doing with them rockets for 12 years? They tried breaking through the firmament. You can't do it. You'd flood the world. You got it? You digging it? Let me hear a hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's what I thought. Those aliens want in. Oh, but they can't. That's right. They're trying to get in the earth, but they're outside the firmament. They know if they break the firmament and come true, they flood the earth. Everything gets destroyed. What was the purpose for the fight then? You can't bust the firmament, you get a flood. You can't have another catastrophic flood. We just had one 12,500 years ago. You do another one and everything gets screwed up. Gotta go by the book. How's that? Is that a good story? That's just as good as the one we're living in. I tell you, it felt real to me. Why not? Why can't that be? That's one of the theories. I didn't make that up. Why can't it be? Can it be? Get it? A lot of coinkydinks. I tell you that Alex Jones is weird. Why did I turn that off? Oh, I didn't.
There's like this sub-transmission zone below the third dimension that's just turned over to the most horrible things is what it resonates to. And it's trying to get up into the third dimension that's just a basic level consciousness to launch into the next levels. And our species is already way up at the fifth, sixth dimension, consciously, our best people. But there's this big war trying to, like, basically destroy humanity because humanity has free will, and there's a decision to which level we want to go to. We have free will, so evil's allowed to come and contend, and not just good. And the elites themselves believe they're racing using human technology to try to take our best minds and build some type of breakaway civilization where they're going to merge with machines, transcend, and break away from the failed species that is man, which is kind of like a false transmission because they're thinking what they are is ugly and bad, projecting it onto themselves instead of believing, no, it's a human test about building us up. And so Google was set up 18, 19 years ago. I knew about this before it was declassified. I'm just saying I have good sources. That they wanted to build a giant artificial system. And Google believes that the first artificial intelligence will be a supercomputer based on the neuron activities of the hive mind of humanity with billions of people wired into it with the Internet of Things. And so all of our thoughts go into it, and we're actually building a computer that has real neurons in real time that's also psychically connected to us, that are organic creatures, so that they will have current prediction powers, future
Yoki-chama, hoki-doki. Jar Jar Binks throwing it down on the 8 months. Someone please slap that smile off Evie's face. It is a scary. Because Avi Loeb's happy. Everybody's talking about this 3-eye atlas. This is a discovery like no other. You thought Oumuamua was groundbreaking? This one is nothing like it. Yeah, I'm getting it down.
prediction powers, a true crystal ball. But the big secret is, once you have a crystal ball and know the future, you can add stimuli beforehand and make decisions that control the future. And so then it's the end of consciousness and free will for individuals, as we know, and a true 2.0 in a very bad way, hive mind consciousness with an AI jacked into everyone, knowing our hopes and dreams, delivering it to us, not in some PKD wirehead system where we plug in and give up on consciousness because of unlimited pleasure, but because we were already wired in and absorbed before we knew it by giving over our consciousness to this system by our daily decisions that it was able to manipulate and control into a larger system. There's now a human counterstrike taking place to shut this off before it gets fully into place and to block these systems and to try to have an actual debate about where humanity goes and cut off the pedophiles and psychic vampires that are control of this AI system before humanity's destroyed.
AI?
Zoinks! Hey, Scoob! Wow! That didn't come out right. It's all about the pedos. Pedos. Sick motherfuckers. All right. What number are we at now? Says, well, new in Germany, a drone reportedly, this is interesting, flew over NATO's Geilenkirchen base in North Rhine-Westphalia. I guess that's how you say all that shit. Last night, prompting an immediate security response. Military, police, and civilian forces searched the area, but no drone or pilot were found. NATO says nothing was confirmed, though the Bundeswehr has increased protection due to the base's strategic importance, home to AWACS controlling airspace on NATO's eastern flank. The true nature of the sighting remains unclear. Unclear. So, someone told this person here, Gene Plowman, that NATO actually denies any confirmed drone sighting. The radar and sensor system at the base is extremely sensitive and can be easily triggered, which means false alarms and possibly even without an actual drone present. So, yeah. They can easily be triggered and sometimes mistake small objects like birds, balloons, and other debris for drones. Oh, come on. Luis Beldrega says drones have been flying all over the place here in Europe for a very long time. How do you think those amazing flying airplanes close-up videos that you see on YouTube and TikTok were made? All right. So, see, I knew it. Everybody's mistaking. Let me stop right there. But are they? Are they? Maybe, just maybe, these are the back-engineered UFOs we've been waiting to see for 80 years. What did I say from day one? I said we're never going to know the difference between the drones and the reality. You want to know why? Because that's how they played us. They got us all giddy about thinking these were drones and da-da-da-da-da. What about all the amazing stuff that was captured on video? Was it all faked? Nope. It's pretty amazing stuff we saw, and we dismissed it. Dismissed it all, pretty much. But I think we saw back-engineered alien craft, and we dismissed it. How does that grab you? Why can't it be possible? Absolutely it is possible. There's a poll in the chat I put up. Let's see here. What do you think 3i Atlas is? Let's end the poll. And wow, okay. Thanks for voting. About 50 votes here. It says Avi Loeb's newest grift at 25%. I think the 3i Atlas is a comet at 29%. And coming in at almost 50%, 46%. You guys think it might be a mothership. A mothership. A mothership. Yikes. Are you kidding me? Stop it. I bet you guys said to everybody just, come on, let's just hit the mothership thing. Make Rich mad. Wow. I think you guys are wishful thinkers. Can we agree on that at least? Maybe that's, I mean, I would have done that if I were you too. Hoping, praying, wishing. Hey, Mike from Denmark, let me see this here. You caught my attention. Hey, Rich, it's just red flag operations. It's fear mongering. Right, yeah, I guess. It's to make it easier for the government to raise support for increasing military budgets. Yeah, you know, when Trump was elected in November, that's when the drone incursion started over Jersey for those 3 months until he came into office. Then it died down, not all the way. Then it blew up over in Denmark and a year later, well, 6 months later. But it's interesting. Some of those videos were unbelievably, like, we all said it. There's no way. It's fake. It's AI, CGI. It's all fake. I don't know, man. I don't know. But but that makes sense too. But you see, Trump was already going to increase the military anyway. There was no reason to do that. You didn't have to. See, if you remember some of those drones, they didn't look like drones that you could buy at a store. They looked like somebody put together some weird technology and made it fly. We didn't hear much from them. There was no exhaust coming out of them. You know? I mean, come on, man. That's back engineered UFO shit to me. I think they were showing off for Trump. Hey, Trump, these are the real UFOs. Why do you think he said, I know what they are. There's nothing to worry about. Go back to bed. Right? Something like that. He did the same thing with the Epstein thing. Nothing. What do you guys keep talking about it for? It's old news. What a schmohawk. Oh my God, that was the worst thing he could have said. I can't believe he said that. He probably didn't mean it. He just couldn't stop himself from vomiting. Yeah, it is. It is fear-mongering as well. It's all of it. It's fear-mongering to tell Trump, look what we can do with the technology we back-engineered from whatever. You know, we keep thinking when they back-engineer stuff that they're going to make these huge craft like, you know, an F-15 or kind of make something equivalent to that size. Why can't it just be size of a 4-foot, 3-foot, 2-foot drone? Right? If it can go 40, 80, 100,000 miles an hour and nobody can hear it, what a great way to deliver shit. As Greer put it, that's how they delivered the heroin from Afghanistan, using the Tic Tac and going 40,000 miles an hour with all the drugs inside of the craft. Yes. Yes, that's what he said. This is ufology. That's what we're using UFOs for, to deliver drugs? Yo, Alex Jones didn't say that shit. That's why I always said Greer is like the Alex Jones of ufology. He's nutty. They're all nutty. But you know what they do? They throw up enough stuff and eventually something will stick. And then they'll look like, oh, they knew something. Oh. Mastering the grift. Calm down. All right, I know. We're done with Avialo. Let's get rid of that. UFO disclosures. Is this the last thing I have? All right, let's get to this new UFO witness that didn't testify, that was on Weaponized, episode 92, yesterday at noonish, right? It didn't come on at noon. So it's not a long episode. It's only 37 minutes, but, you know, we'll listen to a good portion of it because I like this story. I like the whistleblowing stuff, and I hate it at the same time because the reason I like it, I like to see what is next up in the narrative or where are they trying to take the story now. But this isn't a congressional UFO hearing where it's going to be on YouTube. A lot of people will see this guy. But let's just get into it and hear what he has to say and go from there. It's the easiest thing we could do right now. And I'll put the link to this episode in the show description.
Why was it, in your mind, different?
This thing could take up a football field. It was instant, and it was far and away just like the most violently fast thing that I've ever seen. Pentagon City.
I like that. Violently fast. Ooh, that sounds scary.
I
It's true.
talked to a couple other whistleblowers, and they both talked about the same exact craft.
This is weaponized.
It's fake.
This is Weaponized. I'm George Knapp, hiding here in Las Vegas, joined by my friend and colleague Jeremy Corbell in Parts Unknown. Jeremy, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Looking sharp. Look like you're a working man, like a news person, like a journalist going to work.
I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I have another job. I work for a TV station here in Las Vegas. Yeah, sometimes I put on a shirt and a tie, and that should be our dress code for Weaponized, by the way. You have ties, right? I can say.
Oh, yeah, it's somewhere. I got married.
Wow, are we hearing some pent up hostility that George thinks they should be wearing ties on Weaponized? He seems mad. He's like, yeah, Jeremy, I have a real job, unlike some people. That's what it sounded like he was saying. When I first heard this, I'm like, nah, he's just joking around. But when I just watched it now, he seemed to, like, he was really giving Jeremy a hard time. Jeremy sat there and laughed it off. But I'm telling you, I think George was a little upset at that.
I work for a TV station here in Las Vegas. Yeah, sometimes.
Listen,
Yeah, like a news person, like a journalist going to work.
I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I have another job. I work for a TV station here in Las Vegas. Yeah, sometimes.
did you hear that? I work for a TV news, and then he goes, yeah. That yeah means he's mad. I'm telling you. All right, I'm not joking around, but I'm gonna continue. Let's go.
In Parts Unknown, Jeremy, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Looking sharp. Look like you're a working man, like a news person, like a journalist going to work.
I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I have another job. I work for a TV station here in Las Vegas. Yeah, sometimes I put on a shirt and a tie, and that should be our dress code for Weaponized, by the way.
How many times have they had
You
that
have ties,
conversation?
right? I can send.
Oh, yeah, it's somewhere. I got married once,
I can send you some that are a little updated. Mine are pretty outdated as it is. So what's been going on? I'm reading a lot of stuff about our friend Dylan Borland. You know, we put out 2 episodes. Boom, kind of exploded social media and UFO circles. People are talking about him. He's getting slapped around quite a bit, as we would expect. How is he doing?
Yeah, I think he's doing great, man. He feels that he told it, exactly how it is. And I saw that with the first episode. I saw that the first attack was on the on his service career, right? And we did have to redact certain things in our episodes. You'll see that redaction comes up.
Why? Why did you do that? Censorship. Who told you to do that, Jeremy? I saw that repeated many times.
This isn't what I want us to hear.
Now, hopefully, he does get authorized to talk about other things. I am really curious about these drawings. So we saw.
Okay, do you hear what he just said? I hope he gets authorized to say. I don't like this shit. I don't like it. I think this is a joke. This is and I know they would be mad at me for saying that because of the effort that they're putting in to get these stories out there. I get it. But this isn't whistleblowing, right? This is just getting information with approval from Dopser. They still have to go and get approval. That's not whistleblowing. I'm sorry, it just isn't. All you are is a tattletale. If you want to be a whistleblower, cut the bullshit, get on the freaking news, and tell us the shit you're not talking about here without having to ask mommy and daddy. Oh, I know. We don't want them to get, murdered, right? We don't want that to happen, or anything to happen to their family. Yeah, you know what? I don't like my kids anyway. Do whatever you got to do. Can you imagine? You know what? These kids are assholes anyway. I'm going to do this whistleblowing thing. Is that okay, little Mikey, little Richie? Why did I say Michael? I always use that name. I guess that was my friend growing up. Yeah, and I have Michael's my friend now. My neighbor's name is Michael. There's a Michael at the gym. I mean, how many do we need?
One, and the world got to see one, which is the firsthand experience that Dylan had, which is seeing the triangular craft at a military base. Extraordinary account. You know, gold lava, no sound, shooting up without a sonic boom. That alone is amazing. That's firsthand. But he also conveyed some secondhand legacy UFO program experience. And oddly enough, from what I understand, that's what was classified in the two drawings we don't get to see, that we don't know about. So it would be curious.
You guys hear my neighbor? He's got it going loud tonight.
Why you'd classify something that wasn't sensitive or wasn't accurate. I mean, that's kind of weird to me. One last point on that. Tim Phillips went on and said Arrow doesn't classify things. They don't have the authorities to classify. So what they have to do is they have to go to the source of these narratives that they're being told, and then decide it is sensitive enough, UAP related is what it seems like, to classify it. So I am really curious, if there's nothing to it of what Dylan has to say, then what was classified? Can we see that? Can we hear about that?
You know, it kind of comes with the territory. So we get a lot of commentary, no matter what interview we do or whatever witness we bring forward, about, come on, you're censoring it, let them tell everything. No one would dare hurt them. No one's going to come after them or prosecute them.
Bullshit.
We're seeing in real time the life of a whistleblower. When people come forward, what happens to them? They get beat up and pummeled. Their integrity gets questioned. They get called all kinds of...
I want you to listen to the words that George just used. They get beat up and pummeled. Now, we know that's not literal punching and kicking and physical abuse. But boy, oh boy, I tell you, if you were just listening to this and you're a casual fan, you would think this guy's gotten beat up physically. Listen. Hey, let me ask you this. Anytime these people get abused verbally, we don't hear about it until like way after it happens. We never find out who the attack was from, where it came from is what I mean. You know, we never know any of it. Just haters. Just, you know, that UFO group that doesn't like what whistleblowers are doing. There is no group that doesn't like what the whistleblowers are doing. And if there was, they're mentally unstable and not a part of the left or right. That is a disinfo agent. That's what that is.
When people come forward, what happens to them? They get beat up and pummeled. Their integrity gets questioned. They get called all kinds of insults.
See, I don't like what George is saying for another reason. If they didn't say shit that didn't sound legitimate, if they didn't say anything that was, you know, impossible to prove, maybe they would get more slack and people wouldn't be such assholes to them and voice their feelings. And this, all of this stuff that these attacks that they're saying, it's coming out of frustration for lying continuously and or not bringing any physical evidence to the playing field. Nothing for us to admire, nothing that proves anything about what anybody's saying. I am so sick of reading documents that can be faked, that can mean anything from anyone at anywhere at any time. We need evidence. Now's the time. This is getting old. It is. It's old.
Names, their background is challenged. Everything about their lives gets dragged through the mud. In this case, we saw Sean Kirkpatrick and maybe his sidekick come forward before Dylan even testified and said all kinds of crap about all of those witnesses who are coming forward. They're storytellers, they're liars, they're exaggerators, they're grifters, they're making this stuff up. All these kind of things before they even said what they wanted to say. And since Dylan and the others have testified at that congressional hearing, man, they're getting slimed all over the place. That is what people face. And it's not so much just to punish them for coming forward. These attacks are meant to discourage other whistleblowers and other witnesses from ever peeking their head out of the foxhole. And I think to a large extent it works, don't you?
Who's doing it? Bots? Who's doing it?
Yeah, and it's pretty amazing now that you put it in that perspective. I mean, what is a guy like Sean Kirkpatrick or even Tim Phillips doing, talking about people who are coming forward to Congress before they do? It makes me want to hear what they have to say more. It's very counterintuitive that they try to do the slime job before we even hear what they have to say. Remember, this isn't casual testimony. When Dylan testified, it was at great personal risk just because we see what's going on social media, but to make something up under oath in front of Congress, or to make something up when you testify to the ICIG or to Arrow, if he was lying or misinformed, that would have consequences. So to already diminish somebody like that before they testify is very strange, because it takes a lot of courage to do it. Now,
what are the consequences? Nobody ever says what the consequences should be, what they are, where it can go. Nobody ever says anything. There's going to be consequences, yet nobody gets in trouble, I guess, for lack of a better term.
The question is, do we believe Dylan's testimony? And that's why we put stuff out, so everybody they can vet it, they can look into it. I'll tell you something. David Grush does believe Dylan. And I can tell you that personally because David Grush, and I don't think we've talked about this, George, but he was part of the vetting process with all of the witnesses that we brought forward. I wanted a second set of eyes on people to say, is this, from your knowledge, is this worthy of them going under oath in front of Congress? And David and Dylan I introduced them on a deeper level. They had never met. Of course, Chuck McCullough and Dave did encourage him to come forward right after David Grush testified to say, if you've got something, go to the ICIG. But they had never substantially met. And I facilitated that during this vetting process. So somebody had asked, does David Grush believe him? We haven't heard from him. And yeah, I'd say he does believe him, because he was part of the vetting process of Dylan, and a lot of other people were. And Dylan was considered worthy of talking before Congress.
Oh.
It is risky for witnesses and whistleblowers to come forward, no matter how you cut it. I mean, there are risks in terms of legality.
A true whistleblower risks their lives. Their life? It's true. A true whistleblower. I'm going to get a lot of shit for this next comment, but these aren't real whistleblowers. Am I wrong? They're giving us information. Normally we wouldn't get it, but they're not doing anything unless they get permission to. That's not whistleblowing. That's like asking mommy and daddy if you could stay out past 1 o'clock on the weekend. And if you do, oh yeah, they'll yell at you and you'll be grounded for 10 minutes, but they'll let you go out. You'll still be able to do whatever you want.
He was authorized to testify to Congress. It was for personal issues, a really good one, actually. But it's for personal issue that he couldn't do it. But now, for the first time, the public gets to hear his testimony. And now what we make of it, we'll talk about that on the other side. But here is my pal Daniel, who's got a great encounter. And here you go.
So my name's Daniel Gockerell. In 2006, February to March timeframe, I don't have a definitive date, but I was in the very last stage or phase of Ranger School, and I had a bad jump, and I sustained an L1 compression fracture and some pretty good TBI, traumatic brain injury.
Wow.
But it was mainly the back, and because of that, I was housed in a little medical facility right there in Eglin Air Force Base. and which is down near Destin, Florida, Panama City Beach, Florida, right on the panhandle there. So I woke up one night. I was woken up one night because I heard a large engine powering up and then powering down. It was shaking the building. It's a small building, couple beds in the little medical bay, and then they had a little staff duty CQ specialist there. And I think he was a specialist or sergeant, but he was manning the desk, in case anything happens, has to wake us up. Fire watch, basically.
Yeah.
And I got out of my bed. I was in a framed, kind of keeps your back straight. It's like I felt like a robot. Wasn't supposed to walk. I had these crutches, and I get out of my bed, and I make it to the staff duty desk. The staff duty kid was there. He was watching the movie. He had his headphones on, so he was more or less oblivious to the sound. And after exchanging pleasantries, because I wasn't supposed to be out of bed and I wasn't supposed to be upright, I asked him what this sound was, and he said that it's just the Air Force testing stuff, right? So I bum a cigarette from him. I step outside and I look to my left, and about, I would say, 400 yards, there was a clearing, and surrounding this clearing is these high mass portable generator lights like they use on construction for in roadways that you see and stuff, and highways and stuff like that. And I saw Humvees, military personnel out there, look like, and some black SUVs. And I see hovering about 15 to 20 feet off the ground, this giant, maybe 300 or so feet in length aircraft. There was no visible cockpit, no visible like traditional fuselage or engine. Like I couldn't see it. It was different to me. So right about the time I get out and I notice this, it hovers. It goes straight up, and when I say hover, I don't mean in a traditional sense. So when you think about any fixed wing aircraft, any bird that we have known to man right now, even a rotary bird, it oscillates when it hovers. This just goes straight up, and it's dead quiet. Nothing, not a sound. I could hear the buzzing from the generator lights, right? So this gets about to the canopy, like height, a little over the canopy, and does a slight bank and takes off, and it rips right over the canopy, like looks like it was heading northeast. And which I'm guessing, I honestly couldn't remember. Just, I don't know. Sometimes, you feel like your cardinal directions, like which way's home. Anyway, this aircraft, when it banks, I can see that it's a perfect triangle, and it's gigantic, and it has a white light at each apex of the triangle and a large white light in the center. And it takes off, and it zips out of sight. I mean, Mach something we don't know. And I mean, it takes off. And the biggest shock to me at that point was there was no audible report. There was nothing, like something going that fast, it's going to bust the sound barrier, you're going to hear it. And I didn't. I heard nothing. And at that point, again, it was just the buzzing of the generator lights out there. I watched this as I'm smoking my cigarette, seemingly do several touch and goes, but it doesn't go down at that little drop zone that it took off. It just comes back, stays there for a second, couple seconds, and then takes off again. Comes back, stays there for a couple seconds, takes off again. And at that point, I grew bored of it, and I was impressed, obviously. But I'm like, okay, this is our military testing some awesome technology. And, again, this isn't my wheelhouse, so I'm not, I'm not really realizing that this is some sort of 0-point energy or something that we've never seen before. So it's nothing like I've ever seen before. I've never seen any military or civilian bird have the capabilities that something like this has. Again, there's no signage. There's no visible cockpit, fuselage. There's nothing that I can see that would make me think it's any kind of traditional bird that we've seen or I've heard about. It takes off, and I go back inside, and that's it. So the biggest thing to me, and when we were discussing it, is the notable observations, and that there's the zero oscillation, right? The propulsion and noise, there was no audible report, no hum, nothing. What was it? It lacked like an obviously visible cabin, any signage, engine housing, exhaust systems, and it's the sheer speed that that was one of the most notable things. So
Yeah. I want to ask you the obvious questions that people are going to ask. I think I'd like to ask them. First off, and we can do them in short order, but just first off, when you say like gigantic, like obviously you were impressed by this. You say you've never seen anything like this. As you say, birds, planes, you've been around them. What was like, how big was this? Why was it in your mind different? Like,
from nose to ass, this thing could take up a football field. It was like 300 feet or so, I'm guessing. But yeah, approximately probably like 300 feet, maybe 15 to 20 feet in its thickness from that profile view.
Wow.
And honestly, I can't remember seeing anything else. I was trying and squinting so hard to see the tail, anything that would register visibly, like a tail or something like that. There was nothing, no fins or nothing like that.
Right. So this is not typical aviation, meaning you've got a perfect triangle that is at one point hovering completely silent to the point where you can hear these generators around it. And it shoots off at a speed where you should have heard some sort of signature from it, is what I'm understanding from you. So you're looking at a type of aviation that we don't see every day, is a good way to say it.
Yes. Yeah.
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 Okay, well, let me ask you back. Let's go back about the sound. At first, there was something loud enough that it got you out of basically sick bed and to get outside and, got you to physically get up. So what was it that you were hearing initially, or was it just the vibrations of the building, or what were you hearing?
I mean, it could have been the vibration of the rumbling of the building at first, but I mean, it was, when I came to, I could hear it. I could hear that rumble, that, like it's powering up and then powering down. Something's powering up and powering down.
Wow. So like electrical,
That's cool.
like electrical energy going ratcheting up and then back down again. You heard that many times.
Kind of like June, 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 like that.
Times.
Yes.
So by the time you get outside, there's no like screaming engines or anything. Was it at that point completely silent?
There was no more powering up, powering down when I got outside. I mean, it might have stopped maybe at that time. I was engaged with the back and forth with the staff duty kid. So,
and he's seeing it too. Is the staff duty
so
kid?
when I asked him, he said, "Oh, that's just the Aurora project. It's the Air Force testing some bird," which I was later told, in Washington circles, that a lot of times they'll give shit names to that might be from another project. So it's kind of out of sight, out of mind.
Right. So you don't go around telling everybody what you saw, but you never signed an NDA or anything like that for seeing this. Yeah.
No, I've always kind of been a little apprehensive about like talking about this now that I'm realizing it's a pretty big deal. Because again, you have to understand that for years, to me, I mean, I think I told a couple people, and the guys that I was talking to were the guys that, that's their wheelhouse. They're the Top Gun guys. They when they're the guys that when you see an aircraft, they're like, that's an FA-18 Super Hornet,
Yeah.
And, I was, I brought it up to them. And that's actually coincidentally what kind of led me to you. It's through a friend who is known in y'all circles and the DC brass circles, and that's what led me to you. So
Well, yeah, I'm glad that I got to hear your story. I just thought it was important for other people to hear what you saw. You're not claiming you know what it is. I'm not claiming I know what it is, but it definitely, if I saw a football sized, like a stadium sized triangular craft hovering silently, just that alone, even without the takeoff you described, without a sonic boom, I mean, to me, that would be astonishing to me to see something that big hovering silently on a military base, like in the sky. I mean, was it astonishing in any way?
it blew me away, the
Of course
size,
it was.
definitely. The first thing I saw, because it's so jet black, is I just saw that they were doing something out there with all the lights, and it took me a second to notice that.
up, Dan?
Holy crap, here it is.
What's up, Dinkum?
But yeah, outside of that, like, I was simply just blown away by how fast it was, and not hearing any kind of audible report, any kind of sonic boom or anything.
Right. I wanted to hear a little bit more about that. So when you're talking about, the thing moving, so there was no air displacement, there was no sound like a sonic boom. Was it faster than anything you've ever seen fly before? Was it instantaneous? Did it move slowly? How did it shoot off?
It was instant, and it was far and away just like the most violently fast thing that I've ever seen. So yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's lucky that you got to see that. It's amazing you didn't have to sign any NDAs. I know you've provided your full testimony to Congress, and they thought it of value enough to want you to testify to the American public about seeing it, because whether this is, non-human intelligence, reverse engineered craft, or it's just a technology that is being held back from common day use, I think it's the secrecy that was kind of disturbing to Congress. I also know that the FBI was interested in hearing your full detailed account, and that you did testify to the FBI. So you've done your service and you've testified to everybody, and I'm grateful for that. But now the American public gets to hear and put that in whatever box they want, because...
And that's what we're going to do. I'm going to put the link to that in the show description. Thank you for listening to that. It's interesting. We keep hearing the same, TR3B, as some people said in the chat. So what is on? Look at this. I had my Atlanta, or that's terrible. I guess it dried up on my mouth. Nobody said anything. I guess we couldn't see it. God, that was awful. Yeah, that was that I drank it, stomach acid. So this guy talks about seeing a TR3B. And what did we say? Some of you said, another Dan Peters, I believe, said another one stalling out. Could be. Like the Phoenix Lights. You think that was similar? Now, there was no sound reported with this. However, the Phoenix Lights, there was sound. It was a low humming, like some people said it sounded like power lines. You know that low hum? So, interesting. For one thing, I find it fascinating that these type of people are seeing this stuff, and then they're told, just shut the, you don't say anything ever. And then when they want to talk, oh, what do you want to talk about? Let us know. All right, you can talk about this, that, and the other. I don't like this. But we're getting information, right? I guess. But what kind of information are we getting? Are we getting the information that we're signing up for? Or are we getting information that they want us to hear? Just do your own research. Go by what you believe. Don't believe anything anybody's telling you. You figure it out. You're smart enough and you'll know. You'll know. And then come here once a night. We'll figure it out together. Whatever it is. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We'll be back. Wait. Tomorrow's Friday? I don't know if we're doing a Friday show anymore. I thought I was reserving that for Rich Saves America. But I don't know. Just keep your eyes and ears open. But yeah, we'll be back this weekend. Just keep your eyes open for that. Thank you, moderators, super chatters, newcomers, and veterans. Thank you for making tonight's show enjoyable. No, really. No, I mean that. Seriously. All right. Thanks, everybody. Hey, if you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out for ufology. It's true. All right. Alien bless.
Who is it? Vinny!
Hey, dude, are you there?
Hey, what's up,
I'm
my
here,
brother?
man.
How are you,
Dude,
man?
I don't have a scary story, man. I was like, I'm gonna have pretty much a heart attack. I'm like having a heart attack, but I can't scream or anything. Basically, laying on the floor, panicking.
Oh!
No, you weren't. You built the place. I haven't seen the Hopi in thousands of years. Don't make fun of my people. Period.
Sorry,
I'll come out your ass and cut you up into little bitty bits.
Facebook page down because people said Richie from Boston's gay. He's gay. I'm gay. I'm a gay man.
And I mean, yeah, I mean, you can prosecute me for that if you'd like.
No, it's not why I'm doing that. I'm just saying there's a lot of...
That is what you did.
Bigelow started buying websites, including one in British Columbia, Canada. So all of a sudden, this kind of triggered Brian Vike.
Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins here. We've got a special report for you. We've got a few UFO videos that we want to share with you.
Welcome back, everybody. Blake Cousins, along with Orlando Smith and Brent Cousins, we're going to be going over incredible imagery.
Third phase of moon. Third phase of moon.
10, 9, ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream rise to the top, oh yeah.